good to be here, man. It's good to be here. You guys doing all right? Yeah, it's good. Good. Nobody's like depressed or anything. Okay. Maybe one person. If you're depressed, good news. You might be wrong. So that's right. Like sometimes you're wrong. Does that ever happen to you guys? That happened to me today. Like I woke up and I was like, oh God, holy shit, I want to kill myself. Yeah, but then I had a glass of water. And I was like, oh, I guess I was just thirsty. So I was close on that one. Ugh. It's close. I'm doing good, man, though. I did have something weird happen to me today. You guys tell me if you think this is weird. I was at the grocery store, and the lady finished checking out my groceries, and then she looked at me, and then she was like, all right, 9/11. Yeah, I'm just telling you what she said to me. And that's not even the weird part. The weird part is that I looked at the screen, and that wasn't my total. It wasn't even that close. My total was like $9.57. So here's what I think happened. I think she saw the number 9, and then she looked at my brown head, and then her brain was like, don't say 9/11, don't say 9/11, don't say 9/11. And then she was like, all right, 9/11, whoops, uh-oh, can't take it back, I guess, which... It's just a mistake, right? People make mistakes, it's not a big deal. But that, like, I don't know, that's like, it's a little excessive. Like, I don't feel like that's fair to me, you know? Like, I don't like that association. Like, okay, here's the thing. I know the slogan for 9/11 is never forget, and that is a good slogan. But I think for this lady, the slogan should be a little bit different. I think the slogan should be a little bit more like, you know, hey, maybe let it go a little bit, Carol, or whatever. And it's not... It's clunky, but it's like also, what am I gonna? I'm gonna hijack this Whole Foods. What am I gonna do? Just like let it go, dude. Chill out. It's all right. Nobody's perfect, man. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm trying to be a better person, though. Like, yeah, you gotta have role models, you know. Like one of my role models is Malala. You guys know who she is, right? Yeah, she's pretty amazing, man. She like won the Nobel Peace Prize when she was 17. And she just like goes around the world talking about women's education. Like she's amazing. But like she's also one of those people, she's like too perfect, you know? Like if you met her, you wouldn't even be able to relate to her, right? Like I could never be friends with Malala, right? Could you guys? It's like no, she's like too perfect. Like could you imagine being roommates with Malala? You would just feel bad about yourself all the time. Like you're just like walking to the kitchen hungover on a Saturday. You're just like, oh God, Malala, I drank so much last night. I blacked out. I don't even know how I got home. Holy shit. I feel like shit. Anyway, she ended up coming out to that party, and, you know, she's just, like, on her laptop. She's like, you know, I passed out pretty early. I was working on that speech for the UN, so... You're just like, oh, yeah, you still working on that? That's cool. I thought you were done with that. You know what I mean? And she's like passive aggressive as a roommate. She's like, hey, did you remember to pay the internet bill? And you're like, yeah, I think I paid it. And she's like, actually, you didn't. And also, have you been eating my almonds? Because the bag is lower than before. You're just like, yeah, I thought those were for everyone. Right? Like, she's just not, you guys know, she's not relatable. Like, you can't talk to Malala about your problems. She doesn't care about your problems. You're just like, oh God, Malala, I had the worst day today. I dropped my iPhone, and the screen cracked on my iPhone. And she's like, wow, yeah, that does sound pretty hard. That reminds me of a hard time that I had in my life. When the Taliban tried to assassinate me. But, you know, I just knew that I had to persevere and get through that, and I did. I got through it. You have to be like, thanks, Malala, thanks for the perspective. Always help me see the bigger picture. And like, your friends don't get it. Your friends like, oh my God, dude, you live with Malala. You're so lucky. She's such an amazing person. You're just like, I don't know, man. Like, Malala's kind of a bitch sometimes. They're like, what? What'd you say? Sweet, sweet Malala? You're like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. You know, I don't know. Backtrack. All right, you guys are great. I gotta go. Thank you so much.